Topping today's news, it's Back to School 2025, and we hear from the Minister of Education. 2 jet ski accidents on Sunday, one of them fatal. Bahamas Consul General to Miami recalled. We'll tell you why. And we remember the victims of Hurricane Dorian some 6 years ago today. This is your Jcn Evening News. I'm Jarino Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us. The 2025 academic school year getting off to what seems to be a smooth start today, despite some rainy weather, with Prime Minister Philip Davis and the Minister of Education, Glenys Hannah Martin, touring several public schools. Our Tania Brown caught up with the Education Minister at the Eva Hilton Primary School in Oaks Field and filed this report.
Back-to-school readiness is top of mind for education officials. Minister of Education Glenys Hannah Martin says campuses across the nation have seen major upgrades, and despite a few small issues, students are already back in class. The minister says over the past years, her ministry has been aggressively pushing to improve school facilities nationwide.
We've been on a very aggressive venture in upgrading, uplifting school campuses across the nation. Of course, it requires huge resources. We've already expended huge resources. And as we go through, there's still some issues here and there that still have to be addressed. But by and large, the schools have been completed. The students are in school everywhere. But, you know, there's some issues like the door here or whatever. And so as we move through in the next few days, we will seek to tweak and address the issues.
While some adjustments are still being made, Hannah Martin says schools are open and students are already settling in.
But all schools are open, students are in class, and except in the high schools, they're phasing in. On Wednesday, you'll have full populations. So we're hopeful that this is going to be a very good academic year for our young people.
Meanwhile, Director of Education Dominique McCartney-Russell says many schools are beginning the year with orientation sessions for new students, while others started classes right away after holding orientation last week. But McCartney-Russell acknowledged there are staffing shortages, particularly on the Family Islands, with vacancies for principals, vice principals, and senior teachers in several districts. She says interviews are underway at the Public Service Commission and to get those positions filled as quickly as possible. Reporting for Jcn News, I'm Tania Brown.
Following the release of the BJC and BGCSE exam results last week, in which there were some slight improvements, it was pointed out that 4 in 10 students nationally are meeting the mark to enter university or the workforce. Well, the Free National Movement, their Senator, Maxine Seymour, says there is a crisis in education, which she puts at the feet of the government. In a statement, Ms. Seymour says the PLP has no plan to deal with the learning loss that has left nearly half of our students behind. She says this crisis is made worse by the government's failure to properly staff the schools. Union leaders have warned that vacant teacher and school administrative positions remain unfilled because the Ministry of Education either hires too late in the year or are having some promotional issues with the promotional exercises when it comes to administrators, leaving classrooms and administrative offices without adequate coverage when school reopens. Police investigating 2 jet ski accidents that occurred on Sunday involving American tourists. One of those accidents fatal. Shortly after 11:30 a.m. on Sunday, officers from the Marine Support Service branch responded to a collision involving a motor vessel and a jet ski in the waters off Paradise Island. The male rider of the jet ski was found unresponsive with no visible signs of life, and he had multiple injuries. Medical personnel visited the scene, examined the victim, but found no signs of life. Then shortly after 6:30 p.m., officers again were in waters off Paradise Island responding to another jet ski collision. Police reports indicate that 2 American men ages 42 and 29 were riding that jet ski that they were on when they lost control and collided with a dock near a resort. Emergency medical services attended the scene and treated their injuries. However, both men declined further medical treatment at the hospital. The Bahamas Consul General to Miami, Kurt Hollingsworth, has been recalled by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. This reportedly after he was involved in a traffic accident in Florida in which people were seriously injured. Mr. Hollingsworth was, according to reports, in an unlicensed and unregistered vehicle at the time of the incident, and the vehicle was driven with a license which was not for that vehicle. Mr. Hollingsworth, a native of Grand Bahama and a former school administrator, is a contracted officer and not a career foreign affairs officer. He has reportedly returned to the Bahamas. And finally, in this segment, the uncertainty surrounding who will represent the Kalani constituency for the Free National Movement, that is over. Although the FNM leader said a couple of months ago that former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis would not get the party's nomination, there was still some that believed the party and Dr. Minnis would come to some sort of arrangement. Well, Senator Michael Barnett Ellis was officially ratified for Kalani on Thursday. During his speech on Thursday night, FNM leader Michael Pintard made some comments that seemed to be directed at Dr. Minnis, who has not been fully cooperative with the party's leadership in recent months.
You know, there are some leaders, they're only good at leading when they are in charge. But when others run things, they can't govern themselves. No such leaders on that stage tonight. Because what do we say? We say the hell with that kind of politics. Them days over. And no reverse.
Meanwhile, Dr. Minnis has made it clear that he intends to contest the Kalani seat with or without an FNM nomination. FNM Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands said publicly if Dr. Minnis, who says he is still an FNM, runs against the party's chosen candidate for Kalani, he will, in essence, eliminate himself from the Free National Movement. On Friday evening, the FNM was set to hit the ground in Kalani with a blitz to knock on doors in support of Senator Barnett Ellis, who says she plans to speak to Dr. Minnis in the hopes of gaining his support. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back following these commercials.